Imagine waking up tomorrow with more energy than you've had in years. Imagine your doctor looking at your blood work and saying, "I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it." What if that transformation didn't require expensive medications, extreme exercise routines, or complicated diet plans that leave you feeling deprived? What if the answer was as simple as eating the way millions of people in the Mediterranean have eaten for thousands of years? Welcome to Senior Health Insights. Today we're breaking down one of the most scientifically validated dietary approaches ever studied, the Mediterranean diet, and showing you exactly how to get started, step by step, even if you're completely new to healthy eating. By the end of this video, you'll understand why leading cardiologists, neurologists, and endocrinologists worldwide recommend this way of eating for seniors, and you'll have a clear, practical plan to begin this week. Before we talk about what to eat, let's talk about why this works, because when you understand the science, you'll be far more motivated to actually follow through. The Mediterranean diet is not a fad. It's not something invented by a celebrity nutritionist in the 1990s. It's a dietary pattern rooted in the traditional eating habits of countries like Greece, Italy, Spain, and southern France, regions that have, for decades, shown some of the lowest rates of heart disease, diabetes, and certain cancers in the world. The research is, frankly, extraordinary. The PREDIMED trial, which stands for Prevención con Dieta Mediterránea, is one of the most important nutrition studies ever conducted. Published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2013 and updated in 2018, this landmark trial followed over 7,000 adults who were at high risk for cardiovascular disease. It found that those assigned to a Mediterranean diet supplemented with either olive oil or nuts had a roughly 30% lower risk of major cardiovascular events, including heart attack and stroke, compared to those on a low-fat control diet. 30%. That's a number that rivals many pharmaceutical interventions. But heart health is just the beginning. A 2021 meta-analysis published in the journal Nutrients, which pooled data from over 40 studies, found that adherence to the Mediterranean diet was significantly associated with a reduced risk of cognitive decline and Alzheimer's disease in older adults. Why? Because the diet is rich in anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds, specifically polyphenols from olive oil and vegetables, omega-3 fatty acids from fish and nuts, and dietary fiber from legumes and whole grains. These nutrients work together to reduce systemic inflammation, and inflammation, scientists now know, is a root driver of nearly every major age-related disease. For seniors specifically, the benefits go further still. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults following the Mediterranean diet had better preservation of muscle mass, a critical factor in preventing falls and maintaining independence as we age. Research published in Diabetes Care demonstrated significant improvements in blood glucose control and insulin sensitivity, making it an excellent dietary approach for managing or preventing type 2 diabetes. And a 2020 study in the British Medical Journal found that Mediterranean diet adherence was associated with longer telomere length, which is essentially a biological marker of slower aging at the cellular level. The science is not in question. What we're here to do today is make it practical for you. Let me walk you through the building blocks of the Mediterranean diet. Think of it less as a rigid meal plan and more as a flexible framework, a way of choosing foods every day that consistently work in your body's favor. Pillar 1, olive oil, your primary fat. If there's one ingredient that defines the Mediterranean diet, it is extra virgin olive oil, and I want you to hear this clearly. Fat is not your enemy. Extra virgin olive oil is loaded with a compound called oleocanthal, which functions similarly to ibuprofen as a natural anti-inflammatory. It also contains oleic acid, a heart-healthy monounsaturated fat, and a powerful antioxidant called oleuropein. Clinical studies have shown that regular consumption of extra virgin olive oil lowers LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol, raises HDL cholesterol, reduces blood pressure, and improves the function of the cells lining your blood vessels. Your goal: use extra virgin olive oil as your primary cooking fat and salad dressing. Aim for 2 to 4 tablespoons per day. Replace butter, margarine, and vegetable oils wherever possible. Pillar 2. Vegetables and fruits. Eat the rainbow. The Mediterranean diet is at its core a plant-forward way of eating. Vegetables should fill the majority of your plate at every meal. We're talking about tomatoes, leafy greens like spinach and kale, cucumbers, bell peppers, eggplant, zucchini, broccoli, onions, garlic, artichokes, and more. Fruits like figs, grapes, citrus, pomegranates, apples, and berries are also central. These foods deliver fiber, which feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut microbiome. And gut health, research increasingly shows, is deeply connected to immune function, mental health, and even brain health. Aim for 5 to 10 servings of vegetables and fruits per day. A serving is roughly 1 cup of raw greens, half a cup of cooked vegetables, or 1 medium piece of fruit. Pillar 3. Whole grains. Not all carbs are created equal. Refined carbohydrates, white bread, white pasta, white rice, spike your blood sugar, contribute to inflammation, and offer very little nutritional value. The Mediterranean diet replaces these with whole grains. Think whole wheat bread, barley, farro, bulgur, oats, and yes, pasta, but whole grain and consumed in moderate portions. These complex carbohydrates digest slowly, provide sustained energy, and deliver valuable B vitamins, magnesium, and fiber. For seniors managing blood sugar, this distinction is particularly important. Pillar 4. Legumes. The unsung heroes. Chickpeas, lentils, black beans, kidney beans, fava beans. These are among the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, and they're a staple of Mediterranean eating. Legumes are exceptional sources of plant-based protein and fiber. They help lower cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, and feed your gut microbiome. A study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine found that adding 1 serving of legumes per day significantly reduced the risk of cardiovascular events in diabetic patients. Aim for at least 3 to 4 servings of legumes per week. Pillar 5. Nuts and seeds. Small but mighty almonds. Walnuts, pistachios, pine nuts, flax seeds, chia seeds. These are concentrated sources of healthy fats, protein, vitamin E, magnesium, and anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. Walnuts in particular have some of the strongest research behind them. A 2020 study from Tufts University published in Nutrients found that walnuts significantly improve diet quality and cholesterol profiles in older adults. A small handful, roughly 1 ounce or about 20 almonds, is the ideal daily portion. Pillar 6. Fish and seafood. 2 times a week. Minimum fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, anchovies, trout, and tuna are the primary animal proteins of the Mediterranean diet, and for good reason. These fish are among the richest dietary sources of long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, which are clinically proven to reduce triglycerides, lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and support brain health. The American Heart Association recommends eating fish at least twice per week. The Mediterranean diet naturally exceeds this. And don't overlook canned options. Canned sardines and canned salmon are affordable, convenient, and nutritionally excellent. Pillar 7. Poultry, eggs, and dairy. In moderation. The Mediterranean diet is not a vegetarian or vegan diet. Poultry, chicken, turkey is eaten in moderate amounts, perhaps 2 to 3 times per week. Eggs are consumed several times weekly. Dairy, primarily in the form of yogurt and cheese, is eaten in moderate portions. Greek yogurt deserves special mention. It is rich in protein, probiotics, calcium, and has a lower lactose content than most dairy, making it easier for many seniors to digest. It also supports bone health, which is a critical concern for older adults. What to limit? Red meat, processed foods, and added sugar. Here's where the Mediterranean diet draws clear lines. Red meat, beef, lamb, pork, is eaten only occasionally, perhaps a few times per month. Processed meats like deli meats, hot dogs, and bacon are kept to a minimum. Processed and packaged foods with refined sugar, artificial additives, trans fats, and excess sodium are largely absent from the traditional Mediterranean table. And regarding alcohol, the Mediterranean diet includes moderate wine consumption, typically 1 glass of red wine with dinner. However, I want to be clear, if you don't drink alcohol, you should not start for any perceived health benefit. The research on moderate alcohol and health is nuanced, and for many seniors, especially those on medications, it's safest to abstain entirely. Consult your physician. Why this diet is especially powerful for seniors. Now I want to spend a moment speaking directly to those of you who are 60, 70, 80 years old or beyond, because while this diet benefits people of all ages, there are very specific reasons why it's especially powerful for you. As we age, our bodies change in ways that make nutrition even more critical. First, inflammation increases naturally with age, a phenomenon scientists call inflammaging. Chronic low-grade inflammation contributes to heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, and cognitive decline. The Mediterranean diet is one of the most potent dietary anti-inflammatory strategies ever studied. Second, muscle loss called sarcopenia accelerates after age 60. The Mediterranean diet's combination of adequate protein from fish, legumes, eggs, and dairy, along with its anti-inflammatory properties, has been shown in multiple studies to slow this muscle loss and support physical function. Third, bone density declines with age. The diet's emphasis on dairy, leafy greens, and fish provides calcium and vitamin D, key nutrients for bone health. Fourth, cognitive health. Multiple large studies, including the MIND diet study, which is a hybrid of the Mediterranean and the DASH diet, found that adherence was associated with significantly slower rates of cognitive decline and a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. Fifth, digestive health often becomes more challenging in older adults. The high fiber content of the Mediterranean diet supports healthy bowel function, feeds beneficial gut bacteria, and reduces the risk of colorectal cancer. The bottom line is this: the Mediterranean diet is not a sacrifice. It is a gift you give to your future self. Alright, enough science. Let's talk about action. Here are your 7 practical steps to getting started with the Mediterranean diet this week. Step 1. Upgrade your pantry. Replace vegetable and canola oil with a quality extra virgin olive oil. Stock whole grain bread, pasta, brown rice, oats, and barley. Fill your pantry with canned chickpeas, lentils, kidney beans, and sardines. Add walnuts, almonds, and pumpkin seeds to your snack shelf. Keep canned or jarred tomatoes, olive oil-packed tuna, and low-sodium vegetable broth. Remove ultra-processed snacks, sugary cereals, and refined crackers. Step 2. Build your Mediterranean plate. Half your plate: colorful vegetables or salad. 1/4 whole grain pasta, brown rice, bread, barley. 1/4 lean protein: fish, chicken, legumes, or eggs. Dress everything with extra virgin olive oil, not butter. Add fresh herbs: basil, oregano, rosemary, thyme, parsley. Finish with a small piece of fruit for dessert. Step 3. Start with 1 swap per day. Monday, replace butter on toast with olive oil and a pinch of sea salt. Tuesday, swap your mid-morning biscuit for a small handful of walnuts. Wednesday, make your lunch a Greek salad with feta and chickpeas. Thursday, cook dinner with salmon or canned sardines instead of red meat. Friday, use hummus as a dip instead of cheese dip or ranch dressing. Small changes compound into dramatic health improvements over time. Step 4. Master 3. Simple Mediterranean meals. Breakfast: Greek yogurt with walnuts, berries, and a drizzle of honey. Lunch: whole wheat pita with hummus, cucumber, tomato, and olive oil. Dinner: baked salmon with roasted vegetables and a side of lentils. Snack: apple slices with almond butter or a small handful of mixed nuts. These 4 meals alone will transform your weekly nutrition significantly. Step 5. Make it social and enjoyable. Mediterranean culture emphasizes eating with family and friends, not alone. Eat slowly without screens, savoring each meal. Cooking together with a spouse or friend makes the transition easier. Visit a farmer's market for fresh, seasonal produce. Explore Mediterranean recipes online. This diet has incredibly rich flavors. Step 6. Hydration and movement. Water is the primary beverage. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses daily. Herbal teas are encouraged. Limit sugary drinks entirely. The Mediterranean lifestyle includes regular gentle movement. Daily walks of 20-30 minutes amplify every benefit of this diet. Even light gardening, swimming, or yoga complements this approach. Step 7. Consult your healthcare provider. Before making major dietary changes, speak with your doctor or a registered dietitian. This is especially important if you take blood thinners, diabetes medications, or diuretics. Some foods like leafy greens high in vitamin K can interact with warfarin. A dietitian can tailor this diet to your specific health conditions and medications. The Mediterranean diet is safe for most seniors, but personalization matters. Now I know what some of you are thinking, and I want to address the most common concerns I hear. Is this expensive? It doesn't have to be. In fact, the Mediterranean diet staples: canned legumes, sardines, eggs, frozen vegetables, seasonal produce, and whole grains are among the most affordable foods in any grocery store. A can of chickpeas costs less than $1 and provides 2 servings of protein-rich, fiber-packed food. This diet can absolutely be done on a budget. I live alone. Is it worth cooking for one? Absolutely. Most Mediterranean recipes are easy to scale down or prepare in batches, and eating well alone is one of the most powerful acts of self-care you can practice. I have denture issues or difficulty chewing. The Mediterranean diet is highly adaptable. Soft foods like yogurt, smoothies with fruit and flaxseed, hummus, soups made with lentils and pureed vegetables, scrambled eggs, and canned fish require very little chewing. Speak with your dentist and dietitian for specific modifications. I've eaten the same way my whole life. Is it too late to change? The research says no. Studies have shown that even adults in their 70s and 80s who adopt Mediterranean eating patterns experience meaningful improvements in cardiovascular markers, cognitive function, and quality of life. It is never too late to nourish your body well. One of the most common questions people have when starting a new dietary pattern is how long will it take to see results? Within the first 2 weeks, many people report improved energy levels, better digestion, and reduced bloating, largely from increased fiber and reduced processed food intake. Within 4 to 8 weeks, clinical research shows measurable improvements in blood pressure, fasting blood glucose, and LDL cholesterol levels in many individuals. Within 3 to 6 months, studies consistently show reductions in inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, improvements in BMI where relevant, and notable improvements in self-reported mood and cognitive clarity. Long-term, over years, the Mediterranean diet is associated with reduced risk of heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, cognitive decline, certain cancers, and overall mortality. These are not promises. These are patterns observed across tens of thousands of research participants in peer-reviewed, published studies. Your individual results will depend on your starting health status, other lifestyle factors, and consistency. But the direction is clear. Move toward the Mediterranean pattern, and you are moving toward better health. Let me leave you with this thought. The Mediterranean diet isn't just a way of eating. It's a philosophy of living, one that says the food on your plate is one of the most powerful medicines available to you. It says that pleasure and health are not opposites. It says that a meal shared with people you love, made from whole, beautiful ingredients drizzled with good olive oil, is one of the deepest forms of self-care. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with one meal, one swap, one can of chickpeas on your shelf. Build from there, because every single meal is an opportunity to reduce inflammation, protect your heart, nourish your brain, and strengthen your body, and you deserve to seize it. If you found today's video helpful, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up. It truly helps other seniors find this content who need it most. Subscribe to Senior Health Insights so you never miss an evidence-based video designed specifically for your health journey. And drop a comment below. What's one food from today's video that you're going to try this week? I read every comment and I would love to hear from you. As always, take care of yourself, take care of those you love, and remember, it is never too late to invest in your health. I'll see you in the next video.